Hello folks, it's Scott speaking, and here are 7 pieces of gaming news in 7 minutes. Rumours are abound that developer Blue Box's upcoming PS5 game Abandoned, which is already draped in mystery as to its content, could in fact be a new addition to the core Metal Gear Solid games. Blue Box have already had to address rumours that their upcoming title is not a new installment of Silent Hill or connected in any way to Hideo Kojima. However, after their latest teaser, fans have been left speculating that the blurry image behind the text is in fact a reference to either Big Boss or Solid Snake. Sure, eye patches aren't too strange an addition to see, pirates have been rocking them for hundreds of years, and Nick Fury put the ocular coverings back on the map, but in the realm of gaming, and with speculation already tied to Kojima, it's not that much of a leap for people to be seeing Metal Gear Solid manifesting before them. And to add fuel to the fire, a tweet from Russian industry insider and gaming journalist Anton Logvinov says that everything seems to be pointed to this being a new entry into the MGS series, going on to say how it was a deliberate choice for the marketing to be somewhat similar to Kojima's style. Even though Kojima has plans in the work to produce a game for Xbox and not the PlayStation, anything could really be going on, and as we know with Kojima, it's best not to trust reality as we know it. The Olympic Games have finally kicked off in Tokyo, and even in these unprecedented times, the opening ceremony was entertaining and captivating, celebrating Japanese culture in its many forms with beautiful dance routines, a number from renowned pianist Hiromi, and a choreographed display of technical prowess from 1800 drones illuminating the night sky. However, one of Japan's most notable exports was noticeably absent. Where was Nintendo? Pokemon and the Legend of Zelda franchises were supposed to feature heavily within the ceremony with promotional material throughout the games, and Mario was to take a starring role, what with the original opening date of Super Nintendo World to align to accommodate the Olympic crowds, and even showcased in the closing ceremony of the Rio 2016 Olympics when President Shinzo Abe emerged from a green warp pipe donned in the plumber's garb. But a report from bunshun.jp has shone light on how involved with the ceremony Nintendo had originally planned to be. Shigeru Miyamoto had been in weekly meetings to bring together a vision that involved Lady Gaga emerging from a green warp pipe to a supposedly spectacular sequence centered around the 8-bit world of video games. Even music from the company's biggest franchises was set to appear in drafts obtained from as late as June 16th. It seems a combination of the delays, the lack of an audience, and ever-increasing costs just led to Nintendo pulling out involvement entirely. But if you're upset because you're missing out on a large Mario-themed showstopper, then don't worry because... a robot named the Dominator has created a Super Mario Bros. Themed mural consisting of over 100,000 dominoes in just a 24-hour period. The work comes from engineer and YouTuber Mark Rober and his team, who you may recognise from other feats of technology of his design, and having been in over 5 years of development, finally showcases what this domino-laying robot is capable of, and in the process, breaking a world record. Laying 300 dominoes at a time with precision and care via a mixture of cameras, GPS and markers, it would take a team of 7 humans a week to achieve the same feat. Most definitely, a high score. Panic Incorporated certainly caused a panic of sorts when their highly anticipated independent console, the Playdate, sold out of its entire stock in just 17 minutes. You may recognise Panic Incorporated as the developers of the Untitled Goose Game and the beautiful Firewatch, and in this instance they have teamed up with Swedish company Teenage Engineering to create a handheld black and white retro-inspired gaming device, featuring a turnable crank which will be implemented in exciting ways, and a constantly updating library of titles with a new release being sent to the device automatically each week via Wi-Fi. When the pre-sale for these quirky consoles finally came online, all 20,000 units sold out in just under 20 minutes, meaning the allocation for 2021 has already been snatched up, with some 2022 allocations still up for grabs. With the apparent high demand for Playdate, let's just hope Panic Incorporated can keep cranking them out. Because of the crank. Sega's most famous mascot, the blue speedster Sonic the Hedgehog, celebrates its 30th anniversary this year, and what better way to commemorate this than allowing Sonic and his pals to trade in the running shoes for scrubs, as they appear in a free DLC crossover for hospital management sim 2 Point Hospital. You may be thinking, surely it can't be sanitary for a hedgehog, a fox or an echidna to perform life-saving invasive surgery on me, so I'm here to assuage your fears. They're just costumes your doctors can dress up in, which I'm sure makes it all better than to have a 6-foot sentient video game character as the last thing you see before the general anaesthesia takes hold. With a slew of Sonic-themed decorations to adorn your wards with as well, the main question is, what roles would you have them to take? I'd want Amy Rose on bone setting with that large hammer of hers. Tails is obviously neurosurgery, don't at me on this. Knuckles is a natural fit for chiropractic, and Sonic has to be an anesthesiologist because needles, hedgehogs, yeah, you get it. But if that didn't sate your need for unasked for crossovers, don't worry because... Being one of the most successful film franchises in all of cinema and a hallmark and shining beacon for British culture across the world, it only seems a logical conclusion that MGM, Aston Martin and game developer Psyonix would sign a multi-year collaboration deal to bring the cars of James Bond to Rocket League. As of now, for 1100 credits, you're able to purchase and control the classic 1963 Aston Martin DB5 along with paint schemes, wheels, decals and accompanying audio. What is set to be a steady feed of iconic cars from various movies over the next few years, I'm hoping for such marketing opportunities as From Russia with Glove Compartment, Driver's License to Kill, and of course, rebranding the main goal-scoring apparatus as Thunderball. And here are 7 new titles or updates coming soon. A free new update has come to Animal Crossing on the Switch, and players will be able to attend a fireworks show every Sunday through August, as well as design their own skyflowers. There's also some data-mined code suggesting the addition of the Museum Cafe to be added soon. #BringBackBrewster. Pokemon Snap is also getting a free update in the form of some quality of life tweaking, but also adding 3 new courses and 20 new Pokemon to the roster. Look at you all shrunk down! And still with Pokemon, the recent MOBA title, Pokemon Unite, is getting its first update with some move and power adjustments for better playthrough, new costumes for your team, and also the introduction of some new fighters. Blastoise and Gardevoir have been confirmed, and it's also been recently leaked that Blissey will be the third to enter the fray. This is still on the Switch version, however, as it won't be until next month that the game comes to mobile devices. Get prepared to return to Wakanda as the Black Panther-themed War for Wakanda DLC makes its way to Marvel's Avengers on August 17th. With new environments, new enemies, new skins, and new threats, it'll be the best way to be part of that luscious world forever. After a multitude of Game of the Year awards, Hades, the rogue-esque dungeon-crawling adventure set against the backdrop of Greek mythology, will find its way to PlayStation and Xbox consoles on August the 13th. Good news to those on Xbox Game Pass, as it will also be available on there on the same day. So time to break free of the Lord of the Underworld's clutches, hopefully without breaking your controller. The director's cut of the smash hit Ghost of Tsushima comes to the PS5 on August 20th, boasting faster loader times, better lip syncing, and a new map, mission, and story to explore and overcome. With these new additions, perhaps this ghost is worth resurrecting? And finally, 2017's first-person mystery, What Remains of Edith Finch, will be coming to iOS on August 16th. Already available on all other platforms, this will be a perfect opportunity to engage a whole new audience and break hearts anew. And that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Do feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments below your thoughts on anything I brought up today, and also check out some of the other videos on my channel for more gaming content. For now, my friends, luck and more to you all, and catch you next time.